KCLR.
What was the best match you ever played in?
The best match I ever played in for Kilkenny would have been a long time ago now. It was back in 2006 probably. It was my first All-Ireland with Kilkenny, and I was happy enough just to play in the All-Ireland, but I got man of the match the same day, so that would have been my best match I would have played with Kilkenny.
What advice would you give a 7-year-old who would like to play for Kilkenny someday?
Some advice I like to give 7-year-olds when I go to schools and stuff would be to practice really, really hard, to listen to their managers, to listen to all the information about hurling, practice all the skills, left and right, and to listen to your parents. And especially you always go training to practice it and be as good as you absolutely can be. But the most important thing is outside of training that you do as much practice as you can.
Who was better at hurling, my dad or Uncle Ger?
This is a tricky one now for me. I used to live very close to your father and your Uncle Ger. I would have to say your Uncle Ger because I grew up with him, and he's the same age as me, and he's still hurling, so he still could clatter me if I said your father, Brendan. But yeah, I would go for your Uncle Ger.
How often do you train?
I train very hard. I train about 3 or 4 times a week, and then on the days I'm not training, I try to do a small bit by myself as well.
Do you hurl at home much?
Yeah, I hurl at home a lot. As I said, I always go training, but the advice I give to young kids, I'd always be practicing at home and just a ball, hitting it off the wall left and right and up in the air and practicing me catching and all that. So I'd always go for a few pucks, maybe coming up to a big match at home on my own.
Who was the best Kilkenny player you ever played with?
The best I've ever played with, there's probably a few, but there's probably 2 to stand out. Would be Henry Shefflin. You might know of Henry Shefflin. He used to play with Kilkenny once upon a time. And
not very long ago.
Not very long ago, yeah, not very long ago. So he's definitely one of the best I played with. And DJ Carey I started out when I was very young. I was lucky enough to hurl with DJ, and he was a fantastic hurler as well.
Would you be nervous before a game?
I would be nervous, yeah. I'd big games like that now in the Ireland in a week and a half time now. I'd be very nervous, and I'd be wondering what's going to happen and wondering if I play well and things like that. So I would be very nervous, and it's natural to be nervous as well before big games.
What was your favourite position?
My favourite position probably was wing forward, even though Brian Cody used to always pick me in the corner, of course, but I didn't mind because I was playing. But probably wing forward now, yeah, that would be my favourite position. You're in the play a bit more, and you're always on the ball a bit more, and you're lots of space to run around.
If you won the Euro Millions, what would you buy?
Oh God, that's a tricky question, Cormac. You're throwing a curveball there for me. I'd probably buy a big house and a big car, and I'd go on a big long holiday. And I might miss the Ireland if I won the Euro Millions next week now. But I'll probably buy a big car now for myself. Yeah.
If your house was on fire and you could only rescue one thing, what would it be?
If I could only rescue one thing, if my house is on fire. God, this is a very tricky one now. I would probably rescue my television. Apart from all other human beings being outside at the house now at this stage, I'd probably go back for my television, yeah. I spend a lot of time on the couch watching television, and I really enjoy it. What
was the most embarrassing moment of your life?
The most embarrassing moment of my life? God, this could be one of them, I think. It's hard to know, Cormac. You really put me on the spot here now. I can't say for sure, and if it's so embarrassing, I don't even know if I want to tell it, to be honest. So I just passed that question. Thanks very much, Cormac.
If you were an animal, what would it be?
Would it be? I'd like to think myself as a lion or a cat, maybe a Kilkenny cat. Maybe they're always they're proud animals, and they're very quick on their feet. So yeah, a lion or a cat.
That was what my mum was thinking.
Was she? Yeah. A big Kilkenny cat.
If you had one wish, what would it be?
One wish, what would it be? I just wish to be happy. In myself and as a person. I'd love just to be happy in life and just enjoy life.
If you had the chance, which country would you most like to visit? I meant as in free. If it was free.
If it is free, oh yeah, if it's free. I'd love to visit Australia again. I was in Australia when I was very, very young, and I'd love to go back. And I think that's the furthest country and the most expensive country I could go to. So if it's for free, I'd definitely go back to Australia, yes.
Were you very good at playing tag?
As my nickname might suggest, I wasn't too bad at it, yes. I was a small bit fast, and that could be some of the reason my nickname was Taggy, even, that I used to always tag other people and things like that. But yeah, I love playing tag, yeah. I was fast, so I used to catch people.
My daddy once said you couldn't hit a pig's bottom with a shovel. What would you do that for?
What would I do that for? Well, I'd get the shovel and I'd probably hit your daddy, I'd say, with it. That's probably the best answer to that. But I've heard things like that before, but I wouldn't listen to any of that stuff anymore. And I'd like to see your daddy hit a pig's back. But a great question all the same. A great question, Cormac.
What age were you when you first played for Kilkenny?
When I first played for Kilkenny, I was probably 13 years of age. I played under 14 for Kilkenny and under 16, so I probably was about 13 years of age, I'd say, when I first played for Kilkenny.
What was your greatest achievement in your career?
My greatest achievement in my career is a tricky question as well, but I'd like to think being on the senior Kilkenny hurling panel for 11 to 12 years was one of my great achievements. And there was lots of ups and downs in my time at Kilkenny and lots of challenges, but I'd like to think that I came through them, and I lasted the long pace, and I was there for 11 years.
And that's all we have time for on this episode. Thanks to my guest Aidan Taggy Fogarty. I have been Cormac Joyce, and this was Kittens 2 Cats on KCLR.
KCLR.